All right, so today we're discussing the 10 tracks from my new instrumental album called Unknown Advantage, giving some details on, what I think about the songs, what went into them, sequencing, all that good stuff. So here we go. Breakthrough is track number 1. I really just wanted that to be, kind of the track that set the tone for the whole project. It's very melodic, piano based. I really love the slow keys. It's almost lethargic, but it really, gets you in that mood for what the rest of the album presents to you. The drums, they're really just dusty, boom bap-esque type drums. And I kept it pretty short. I love intros that are more, 2.5 minutes, somewhere in that range. So I kept it right in there, and I think it just kind of fits to kick things off. I really enjoyed that one a lot. Track 2 is called Evergreen. This is actually probably the oldest beat on this whole project. I think I made this probably in 2021, maybe the fall or late summer of 21. I even had this hosted on BeatStars for a couple weeks, and then when I began making the project, I was going back through old stuff and even stuff I had hosted up on BeatStars and YouTube, and I was like, I really want to pull that one down and use that for this project because it fits so well with the rest of what I was doing. So it's like the oldest beat, but it's one of the later additions to the project. I just thought it fit very well, and to put it as track number 2 especially, I love the different chord progressions and the way things build. It's another piano-based track, but it has a lot more elements to it. I also love the break kind of midway through where the drums kind of pick back up. But it's much more of an up-tempo. It's not really super up-tempo, but it's a lot higher tempo than what we got from Breakthrough as the second track, and it really gets the energy going. So big fan of Evergreen. It's one of my personal favorites on the project. Track number 3 is Horizon. The first single from the project came out in June. I chose to lead off the project by having everyone hear this one first because I just felt it set, the exact mood of what this whole project is about, which is more hopeful. And I put it out in the summer season because I thought it was the perfect type of track. Got a lot of great response on this song for the visualizer and just for the song itself. And to be able to put out a record that ended up being one of my most streamed songs that's just me by myself was super awesome. I still think it's an amazing song, and I hope people enjoy it just as much as they did as a single within the context of the album as well. It's still a summertime jam to me, but I think it can be enjoyed really if you're just, in a positive mood or you're looking to be in, some type of positive, uplifting mood. So that's Horizon. Really like that one. And I'm still proud that I chose to drop that one first for sure. Track number 4 is called Vessel. This one is actually inspired by funk music. It's got a lot of guitar elements in the main lead and in the bass guitar as well. This is a much different vibe than even really what the rest of the project provides. But it's just kind of an ode to that era of music, or really just music that I'm a fan of that involves guitars. Guitar is really my second favorite instrument behind piano, so I always like to incorporate that in these tracks. And I also love the outro on Vessel, the way that it builds into something a little bit different before it goes into the next track. So Vessel, I think Vessel's going to be a sleeper, honestly. I think a lot of people will enjoy it, but if you enjoy funk music specifically, this is kind of that vibe that I think you're going to catch on to and really enjoy. At the midway point of the project, we have track number 5 called Behind Us. This one is one of the shorter songs on the project, but I still like the way that the melodies build and the different chord progressions interact with one another. The percussion specifically, I'm a huge fan of on this song. It's more live elements kind of chopped up and mixed together, which I really thought was cool. Again, this might be another sleeper, one of those album cuts that people enjoy, but definitely check it out, and it's a shorter song, so if you're a fan of the shorter ones, give this one a listen. Track number 6 was the second single from the project, called More Than This, and if you watch the Behind the Beat breakdown video for that, I talked more about the song. It's definitely one of the more emotional songs on the project. It really makes you get lost in thought. Hopefully good memories, could be sad memories too though. I mean, it has a little bit of a melancholy type of vibe, and I think that was really what I was going for. And I always felt like the albums that I like the most, whether it be instrumental or with words on them, feels like that middle part of the album, like right before you get to where the finale is, they take you to that more somber place sometimes if it's that type of music. And that's exactly what I wanted to do and why it's specifically placed as track number 6, because it's like right at that midway point before we're about to hit that grand finale. And I think people are going to enjoy it in the context of the project a lot more than just by itself. I kind of got mixed reactions when it was by itself. Some people liked it a lot. Other people were like, you know, I enjoy it, but I don't know, maybe I'll enjoy it more on the project itself. So if that was you, you know, I hope that you do enjoy it more. But like I said, it'll probably be appreciated a lot more within Unknown Advantage and what the story is trying to tell. So track 7 is called Sprouting, and this one definitely fits in that lane where Horizon fits at, where it's a lot more uplifting, hopeful, almost a happy vibe. And I think it's cool that it goes right after More Than This, because it's almost like a 360 in styles, kind of take you from one place of thinking to a totally different place. And another guitar-based track, I really like these ones a lot. And just the way that everything kind of plays together. I think Sprouting, really just the name itself, it comes from, you know, giving you life. And that's really what I feel like this track does. It's very vibrant, has a lot of energy to it. So if that's your jam, you know, check it out. Track number 8 is called Full Control, and the tones of this track are very ambient, very much an ode to lo-fi music. Not so much the percussion, because that's more traditional hip-hop based percussion, but definitely the elements used, like the different synth elements, and just like the style of it is very, not really somber, but just more like sleepy, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like an afternoon nap type of beat, if that even makes any sense. I don't know if that's a thing, maybe I just made that up. But if you're looking for, you know, the type of vibe where, you know, you're kind of having a lazy Sunday or something like that, I think this is a cool track to kind of throw on in the background. And it might get lost in translation with a lot of these other songs, but I think it's still a nice little element of vibe to have in there, included with the rest of the track list. So definitely give that one a listen. Change Within is track number 9, and this probably has the most elements kind of playing together all at once. I remember that the mix was kind of difficult for this one, and I still don't know if I got it exactly how, you know, I wanted it, but I think I got it good enough to where the elements kind of stand out. I mean, there's some keys, there's brass elements, there's some bass going on, and you mix that in with the drums as well. It was kind of hard to balance it out, but I think it still stands out a lot, and I wanted to put it like right towards the end because it's very triumphant. It's very, not really cinematic, but it just really builds, and the building of it is great, and where it leads by the end, it's almost like he went on a full journey just within this one song. So this is one of my personal favorites on the project, just because I remember the process of putting it together and definitely doing that final mix as well. And that leads us to number 10, On the Path, which we just dropped as a single before the project came out, and everyone can enjoy that on its own and in context as the outro. But this was the perfect outro. This beat just felt very seamless to me, the way it all came together. Definitely watch Behind the Beat for that video. You'll hear more about the process. But I love the guitar outro, the way it just ends the album off like perfectly. I couldn't have envisioned it to end any better than it did. And this is probably, I would say this is probably, besides Horizon, the favorite one from the project. I just love the styles that were meshed together. And to me, it's one of my favorite beats so far that I've done. And I felt like, you know, it had to be included on this project. And the way, like I said, the way it concludes the project, it really just leaves you with that feeling of, wow, we just went on a full journey and here we are at the finish line. So yeah, that's pretty much my breakdown of the 10 tracks. Obviously I could probably go on for days, but I don't want to do that. But definitely go check out the project. It's on Even right now. It's also on all streaming platforms as well, whatever you prefer. But the support is always appreciated, guys.